start us off here.
Sure. I am Strizer86. I'm a fairly new Kaizo player, so thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to show off Ninja World 2. We're going to be running the 100% category, and we've got NinjaLifestyle here with us, who's going to be kind of providing some inside commentary in regards to level names and themes and that sort of thing.
Hey, before you get started, can you turn your game audio way up if at all possible?
Yep.
Thank you. Good luck.
It's me, NinjaLifestyle, created again by VL Scoot, and each level name sort of has an inside joke related to my YouTube channel, which VL followed, and I'm honored that he decided to name not just one but two hacks after me, and I'm even more hyped to be here again on Hack Attack. So that being said, I guess I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Cool. Whoever wants to give the countdown, I'm good to go as well.
I can count you down. Are you ready to roll? All right,
Yep.
On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty, so NinjaLifestyle, take us away. What's the story behind Hakuna Matata?
Is a phrase that I say at the end of every YouTube video I do. I am a bit new here on Twitch, but YouTube is my main source of income. I have a popular YouTube channel dedicated mostly to skateboarding, which VL Scoot is also a skateboarder and runs a very popular skateboard channel called VL Skate. So his name is actually sort of sarcastic, VL being VL Scoot, as if he was a scooter rider. So you'll see several kind of skateboard related jokes in this hack, and I think a lot of Kaizo games are a lot like skateboarding in the idea that you try over and over and over again until you understand something, and then when it clicks, it just clicks.
But is there going to be a 900?
I hope so. I mean, we'll see. That would have been a good level name, wouldn't it? I play tested a lot of this game. That VL sort of made a game, I suppose, dedicated to me. But to tell you guys the truth, I hope VL's not listening. A lot of this game I'm not a big fan of. I love to watch it, and I love that it has my name next to it. But there's some tough stuff in here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like a lot of parts of the hack, but you mentioned the last boss earlier, and that's probably one of my least favorite aspects. I'm not gonna lie. This jump is also not favorable.
I play tested a lot of this hack, and if you think it has some rough edges now, you should have seen it in its early stages. Then again, you know, every hack I'm sure starts a little rough around the edges until it polishes up.
And I played the first Ninja World, and I will say that he definitely expanded on themes and design choices on the second one, which was a great choice. Like, it's still shell jump heavy, but he at least somewhat deviated away from that, which I liked because it added a little more spice than the first one.
First started playing, you know, Kaizo games, my favorite thing to do was shell jumps, and VL shared the same mentality. I wonder if everyone is similar in that aspect, but that's why he's so shell heavy in both Ninja World 1 and 2, is because it really is like one of the most rewarding things to do in a game. I know you also Glitch, you're a big shell fan. It's hard not to enjoy.
It's cool tricks. You get the swag, you get the tricks, you get a lot of midair stuff that you're doing stuff, you know, unsupported, like a trapeze artist or something. You know, it's got that extra swag because of the danger.
It's also, you know, pretty quick to learn, and there's really no limit to what you can do as a level creator. And I think VL really evolved from Ninja World 1, which was also really shell heavy, but this one's just a lot more customized. There's a lot more nicer backgrounds. He went all out with the music, and all around, like, enjoyable game. It's called Doug Des Shells. I have a friend named Doug Desautel, who is also a popular YouTube skateboarder. And it's funny that his last name is Autels, and VL thought, hey, I'll name a level after this guy that I know, and his last name happens to rhyme with the word shells. This level name.
You got the infinite shell there. It never slows down after being kicked. And yo, I just noticed real quick, I want to say a big shout out. Thank you so much for the raid from Barb. Welcome in, everybody. Real quick, this is Hack Attack, the world's first ROM hack only charity speedrun marathon. We're raising money for direct relief. Exclamation schedule, exclamation donate. It's good to see everybody.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Barb obviously is pretty infamous Kaizo player and creator himself. Grand Poo World 2 is extremely satisfying as a hack and has a lot of amazing elements.
Yeah, we got that race on Grand Poo World 2 coming up at about 7 o'clock tonight.
Ninja, what's the story behind Razor HQ?
As a skateboarder, one of the big sort of running jokes on my channel is I'm supposed to hate scooter riders. If you guys remember in like the 90s, the skateboarders hated rollerbladers, but lately it's become a scooter rider kind of thing. And Razor is the name of the brand of a scooter that you would buy if you were shopping at Walmart. So I thought that was a funny level name. It seems to have nothing to do with the level at all, which is how a lot of these level names go. I think VL was in my Discord and he said, "What's a bunch of funny level names?" And everyone came up with their own idea, and Razor HQ became one. But I think at the end of the first level, there's actually a sign at the end that has a little Razor scooter with a no smoking symbol around it, which means no scooters allowed.
Oh, so that's the meaning behind it. And I've always wondered, because a lot of the later levels do have the no scooter sign. I was always kind of wondering the significance behind that, but that makes a lot of sense now.
VL's skateboard channel, it's VL Skate, where he teaches beginners, what skateboards to shop for, what beginning tricks to learn, and it's a really wholesome channel. If anyone is a skateboard fan in the chat. And I think it's really cool that he took that same passion that he has for skateboarding and put it towards creating a Kaizo game, which again, I think action sports is kind of similar to Kaizo in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that. A lot of these tricks are the Mario equivalent of jumping off a 40-foot ramp, you know.
Yeah, was that the meaning behind circus tricks? Because we just blew through it.
Circus tricks is sort of a term that you would call a skateboard trick that's like unorthodox. Like maybe your foot's on the ground, maybe the board's wrapped around your legs, maybe your hands touching the board. It's not necessarily an obvious common trick, but it's something that you kind of do for a special occasion, like a circus trick.
Right, so what's the meaning behind Asian John's Kitchen? Because I've wondered that for a while. I thought that was always a strange name.
My best friends, and he appeared on my channel quite a bit, and he's actually one of my best friends, and we did a lot of cooking videos, and a lot of them took place in his kitchen, where it would just be me and him. Maybe we'll cook an Asian dish, maybe we'll cook some fish or some chicken or pizza or whatever, and he appeared a lot. I thought it was kind of an obscure thing to name a level, but VL thought it was okay. And as you'll see in the background of this level, there's another no scooter sign. No scooters allowed in this ROM hack, gentlemen.
That was a nice little trick there, throwing the Goomba into that star platform, turned it into a saw so that you could cross that next area.
I'll say the Goomba regrab in that last stage really got me, as a fairly, again, newer Kaizo player, that double with the Goomba, like having to bounce off the block and then regrab afterwards to use it to turn into the saw. Like, I was both like, wow, and like, oh my god, is he serious? But it comes a little bit easier with time.
Multi jumps in this game, and I mean, it's hard not to do that when, I guess, designing a game. It's hard to keep everything exactly consistent because everyone, sort of has their own strength and their own weaknesses. So for one player, maybe that Goomba jump would be really easy, and for another, they might be like, "Whoa, dude, why did you allow this? Oh, look at this perfectly straight jump."
I know, I was so lucky. Sometimes you just have a little bit sideways.
Worst boss possibly in the history of every Kaizo game that's ever been in existence, maybe.
I was going to say, I really like this boss. I thought this was great.
This is very frustrating. And Strizer, you are on fire right now. This is very impressive.
So I have a strat for this, and I find it may help
Nice
other
job.
people if they're getting kind of having a hard time with this boss, basically. What I do is I jump 2 boxes for every time until he hits the second shell, and then I start jumping 3 boxes for the rest of the duration of the fight. So I'm always kind of consistent on how many jumps I'm doing between boxes and when I'm switching over between the two. I'd say that's probably the best tip I can give somebody who's trying that fight for the first time.
You made that look so easy. That is a very difficult boss to figure out. Oh, this level's called Bird Power. It has no significance whatsoever. VL actually forgot to rename this. I don't know where he came up with Bird Power. This level name has no significance at all.
What was he supposed to change it to?
He just never did.
These flying disco shells, I believe. Is that
Oh my
D to the
God.
fourth? D4 tech?
I hate disco shells, I'm not gonna lie. Which is also kind of why I have some hate for the final boss in this act. On the other hand, I love Mega Man.
Switch
so-
Mongo. Sorry, go ahead.
I just on the other hand, I love Mega Man, so the soundtrack of this one's good. So yeah, Switch Mongo. What's the deal with Switch Mongo?
So any skateboarders in the chat will be familiar with this. Mongo is sort of an unorthodox way to push on a skateboard. Generally, you'd push with your front leg, your front foot. Mongo is what we call people who decide to push with. Well, no, I'm actually backwards. You would typically push with your back foot. Mongo is what we would call someone who decides to push with the opposite leg. It
Back
looks
when we were
very
kids,
awkward.
We had a more unflattering name for them at the skate park. I won't repeat it here.
But Switch Mongo, generally when someone's riding Switch, which would be sort of like backwards, I guess, if you're not a skateboard fan, that's sort of the natural way that people learn. Mongo. Bird Power again.
Going for the regular exit this time,
I
right?
think. Correct. Has only made 3 hacks altogether, and he made them like pretty quickly after each other. So it's interesting to see how he evolved as a creator. And I'll take this time right now. Also, I think it's really interesting, during this event to see what type of hacks, appeal to different people. Everyone sort of chooses their own favorite thing that they like to see in a hack, and I think it's really nice to showcase that here at Hack Attack, because you don't always have time to download every single hack on SMW Central and to get them
a
all
lot
in
of
one
good
place. I think
flavor. Like between different hacks, there's definitely something for everybody. Whether you fancy shell jumps or not, you can definitely find games that are not so shell jump heavy. Don't play Sheffy if you don't like shell jumps.
Or
But,
if you
I find it really
do
satisfying,
shell
like-
jumps.
coming up today in maybe an hour or two. What is the schedule? I don't have it in front of me.
The Sheffy 2 run is going to be at 5:55 from West Slasher, and then we're also going to get the TAS later tonight in our TAS block.
Oh, I know everyone's excited to see that.
Yeah, I love Sheffy too. Right. So Roly Poly.
Roly Poly. Not to self-promote, but if you guys type in Roly Poly skateboarding, there's a video of me rolling around on the ground with my skateboard, and BL thought that was worthy of a level name. Basically, I grab the board and I roll on my back, and more that a circus trick. Circling back to the level names, but Roly Poly is a trick that I sort of coined maybe 10-15 years ago, and it stuck in the minds of a lot of people who continue to watch my channel. It's a running joke that for me it's gotten pretty old, but I appreciate anyone that's willing to give it a shout out. This level is really cool, I think.
Yeah, the let go of Y there really caught me the first time, because I mean you're flying through the level and then you hit that spring, and of course first time you just grab it and fall right into the pit. But training your brain to just let go of Y for that short duration was a little bit funny to me the first time. Is there any a meaning? I wonder about this. Is there any meaning behind the pipe saying Scoodles?
Scoodles. Oh, yes. Scoodles. I made a video called Greatest Scooter Tricks 2015 where I pretended I was a scooter rider. And that was, in my pretend world, that was how scooters greeted each other. They would say, you know, hello. And then on their way out from having a long day, they'd say, all right, see you next time. Scoodles. And to tell that story, it sounds a lot less funny, but at the time, you know, comedy is all timing.
That's a better answer than I was expecting. We blew through the secret exit if I did it, but we'll be back. We're gonna.
You thought Scoodles meant if you had a hypothesis.
No idea. I just looked at it. I mean, I figured you've been seeing scooters everywhere, so I figured it had something to do with that. But
yeah, that is the running joke. I think in this text box, it says something along the lines of the green bean platforms are not jank. All you have to do is relax or something.
yeah.
Don't be in a hurry.
So the idea is the green beans. If you hold left or right when you're trying to jump, you re-get the checkpoint for no reason. If you're holding left or right when you jump on the green beans, basically you're always going to kind of not get your jump and you're going to fall off them. So the idea is you just need to let go of the D-pad for that momentary duration that you're trying to get the bounce off the green bean.
Yo, thank you, Winter Braid, for the $4.33 donation. Very much appreciated.
Winter Braid. Unsub is something that emotes. This level is a shout out not only to my emote, but also to for some reason I think kids and trends, like they go in cycles, and there's this big cycle where everyone, when they disliked a YouTube channel, they wrote the word unsub. And I don't know if that's still a thing here on Twitch or where it's popular, but everyone feels the need to let you know that they were gonna unsubscribe. And that's why this level is called Unsub.
Fun fact, you jump at the end of that level because if you don't, there's a hidden green bean pointing towards you at the very end by the goal tape, and you fall through and die.
The Easter shells in a lot of these levels. And especially, I think this one, you're sort of like, you're rewarded for fast falling, which I think is really cool. I remember that a lot in Sheffield World 1. There's a lot of fast fall, and I think VL Scoot got maybe a bit of inspiration from that. The second half of this level is really interesting if it's what I think it is. There's something we've coined with the name VL Coin, and that's a coin indicator that's placed in the wrong location.
Is that what that was? Because I always wondered the purpose of why the coins were where they were, because I'm like, these are just really strange. They seem to be completely random. All right, I'm gonna stop going for the
Ninja World 1 had coin indicators, and they were supposed to, like, in VL Scoot's weird mind, they were all in the right spot. But in reality, every coin that he placed was completely wrong. So I started calling them VL coins, and he went off on that, and he's created a whole level dedicated to VL coins. They are not in the right spot, and believe it or not, it does mess with your head when you see a coin, and it sort of distracts you a bit, and it ends up making you throw the shells at the wrong time.
Wrong.
It's this weird, what do they call it, creator bias? Look at, like, coins are just everywhere. In VL's weird, like, fantasy, these coins mean something.
Yo, real quick, we've got 2 donations. We've got an anonymous $20.69 donation. Thank you so much. And Dan of Most Trades with $24.24 and a smiley face. Thanks, Dan. Winter Braid, thank you for the sub as well.
Okay, so Shred Quarters, homage to skateboarding, I'm guessing.
Shred Quarters is a skate park / warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. It has very little to do with me, but there's a YouTuber named Andy Schrock, and that is the name of his warehouse / skate shop. And like I said, VL is a good friend of the YouTube skateboard community. So not only did he shout out me throughout this hack, he shouted out his other friends that he works with and supports. So Shred Quarters, if you guys want to go buy a skateboard, shredquarters.com. This is is not an advertisement for me. VL Scoot named the level that, so that's the way it's going.
Level actually went really well. I think that was my first mid-air shell jump was in this hack, to be honest. I feel like it was my first one. Obviously, it's assisted by the screen, but a lot of people enjoy that one as a non-resonant sleeper style auto scroller.
I remember playing Ryu World, I think Ryu 2, and it had sort of like a forced midair, and dude, it feels good, right? Even if you didn't really earn it, it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it's like the midair with training wheels.
It's like the scooter version of a midair.
Exactly.
You're not quite on a skateboard, but you're moving. So
Yeah. So we're back to
yeah, it's funny,
I did it.
I did it as one of my most viral YouTube videos. It has nothing to do with skateboarding. It was me filming a 3-year-old child say the words "I did it," and I made it into some weird dubstep music video. And wouldn't you know that my least interesting video garnished 5-10 million views. I did it. That's all it takes.
Wow.
Some kid said I did it. It very much changed my life.
You know what? The strangest things go off sometimes. Like, you don't expect it. Something as simple.
The world seems to work.
To say, like, his OST choices were great throughout the entirety of the hack. The backgrounds were really nice. The backgrounds got me the first time.
Oh, Warritos, I love this soda.
Yeah. Okay, well, when I used to do the IRL streams, I would often mix my alcoholic beverages with Jarritos, and if you're not old enough to drink, no reason to do that because Jarritos is delicious without any additives.
That is true.
My personal favorite is the orange flavor. I think it's maybe mango or something. It's been a while since I've had one. But if you guys have that at your local store, Jarritos, delicious, carbonated, sweet beverage. Oh, if you haven't tried it, get to work.
That was a little close. Unnecessarily close. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I feel like the first time I played it, the fact that it was a really primarily vertical level stood out to me. You can actually go too fast in the first section, and you can T-spawn the rope off the bottom of the screen if you're too fast. But if you pause at the wrong spot, you miss out on the mushroom. So you kind of need to be a little bit careful with that.
Yeah, I love levels that work like this, but I thought this one was really cool. Cool idea to let the rope, just kind of be a bit off screen, and you kind of do your thing on the left side of the screen.
It feels like a different take on a sky.
Absolutely. I mean, you could do something just as similar to this and just add a timer, but instead you have this rope dynamic, and I think it adds a bit. It's a cool idea. I'm sure it's been done before, but
Also orb.
this the first one I've seen.
Or
I like that. I like that name. It could be a sky trope. The Braille Drop. Braille is a group of skateboarders in, I think, San Francisco that I think VL's from around that area. I've only been to San Francisco a couple times. I'm not super familiar with that group of skateboarders, but I know they have a huge following. Maybe even somebody in the chat, skateboarder too, is a fan of these Braille guys. They teach beginners how to skate. And VL decided it was a good idea to shout those guys out too. So it's
Nice.
he spared no one in the shout outs.
I can appreciate that. You know what? I feel like the best thing that I've learned about the Kaizo community is like Kaizo hacks are all about your friends, from what I can tell. There's so many shares, there's so many dedications. Obviously, everyone seems to test for each other and things of that form, which is great. But yeah, like the level of shoutouts that everyone seems to have an homage to their friends, whether it be level names, whether it be just styles and things like that. I mean, I think it's cool that you have so many different breeds of Kaizo runners that have inspired different styles and different tricks. And, obviously everything has to originate from somewhere, but people then put different spins on things. Like it's cool to see what people come up with.
Oh yeah, a real selfless community when it comes to like no one's stealing everyone's ideas. Everyone kind of respects where they got their ideas, and no one's afraid to say thanks for the help. Dude, this community is so sweet to each other from my perspective, and I think that's awesome.
Obviously, from even the charity perspective, like, thanks again everyone that's contributed to this event, the admins, the people donating, everyone that's running. Like, the turnout's been absolutely amazing.
To Glitch and the staff, the volunteers, everyone, so far so good. I think from where I'm standing, I think this is already a success, and it can only get better. So let's get to donating, people. Let's continue the love. Cute community. I think that's the perfect way to say it.
Whoops, did that earlier today too.
You drop into a Kaizo stream, you feel like you're home.
Yeah.
Fireplace. As Arisen would say, there's pizza in the fridge. Go ahead, warm up. Take your shoes off, of course, but it's a nice place to be.
And I feel like
in 2019.
Yeah. Again, don't play this hack if you can't shell jump in 2019. But seriously, like, shell jumping is one of those skills that I feel like most people find most daunting right off the hop, but is most rewarding once you get it.
I totally agree.
So orb, again.
Nice lava orb.
That was Alloy series. I don't think we discussed. Was there meaning behind that one as well, I'm assuming?
It's kind of an obscure one. It's an alcoholic drink also. It's some malt liquor.
Alrighty. And then we have a whole bunch of chucks that just want hugs.
So in this level, you would think that these chucks could be, a bit like they might move erratically, but these are surprisingly consistent. These chucks work really well together. I'm a big fan of the chuck moving across the track, and then combining that with shell jumps. I think it's a really cool dynamic.
All right, last level. That was level strip, or is it LV strip or level strip?
LV strip. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. If anybody in the chat is from Las Vegas, go ahead and give yourself a shout out and a pat on the back for being from one of the greatest cities in America. Appreciate y'all.
I've visited, but I
mean,
not lived there. This one's great. This one's always a pleaser for the Castlevania fans. For me, the best part about the OST too is like coming from like I did 3 years of solid Mega Man runs, and that's kind of where I laid my foundation. So Castlevania also happened to be included there with kind of a lot of my old content. So I've done a little bit of a shift recently to Kaizo Mario, but it's neat because it lets me appreciate kind of where I'm from, if you will, with some of these tunes.
Oh yeah, VL, I think in the first one used a Link to the Past song, and although I'm not a great Link to the Past player, it's weird which games you remember from childhood that bring you like some of the most positive memories. So I imagine it's like that with you as well.
Definitely. And it's neat to hear like some of the songs that aren't from the Super Nintendo era transcribed onto the Super Nintendo sound chip, and kind of how that sounds and all comes together. All right, now we're gonna beat up on your doggo.
Oh no, Koopa. His name is Koopa actually. So if anyone's doubting my fandom
nice.
of Super Mario World, my dog's actual name is Koopa. Looks like BL. I don't know who did this artwork, but that is exactly what my dog looks like. Mine is flying around in a lava castle with spikes and shells, but
he also breathes fire.
Yes, that part is correct.
That's time. Time on the whistle.
I hope you feel good about yourself.
I just gave him a hot bath.
I hope
It's
you're
okay.
real proud of yourself. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, Vix
Hope
in the
everyone
chat right
enjoyed
now
that.
really enjoyed this animal abuse. But good game, bro. You killed it. That was actually an excellent run of Ninja World 2. Very impressive, dude. You are on fire. That was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you offering to help with commentary and add a little spice to kind of the lore of the game.
Oh yeah.
Great job,
Yeah.
everybody. That was fantastic. We've got some time if you've got some shout outs or anything, and then I'm going to update everybody on the schedule.
Shout outs to, of course, VL Scoot for making the amazing hack first and foremost, and the rest of the Kaizo community. Everyone's been extremely welcoming. Like, if you're thinking of getting into Kaizo, just hit up any runner, and any runner that I've talked to basically has been willing to help in terms of skill sets, general tips and tricks, and kind of different tech within the game. So don't shy away. There's lots of different kind of easier paced games to start with, and you can work your way into the harder hacks. There's things that have shell jumps, things that don't. Above and beyond that, shout outs to my community as well. I know everyone's been awesome, and everyone who's supported Direct Relief for the charity. It's phenomenal. And I will be back tomorrow. We're going to be doing some Super Metroid Ancient Chozo tomorrow afternoon, so I'm looking forward to that too.
That's going to be awesome. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that was actually that he said everything that I was going to say. I actually wrote his script for him. Yeah, there really is something for everybody in Kaizo, and I think this is going to be a great opportunity for anyone who's maybe considering jumping in to the pool. You don't have to jump into the deep end. There's a shallow end too. So now's your time. We're telling you here, if you want to play the game, just jump on. There's plenty of people that will help you, and this whole event is a great way to decide where you want to be and maybe what game you want to play, because SMW Central is a big website. It can get kind of scary, moving around there. You don't know which games you can handle. You don't know which ones you can't. But
Overwhelming, man.
thanks to Glitchcat and all the staff, we are taking care of you guys. And Ninja World 2 has my name on it, but I would not recommend. So I will leave you guys with that.